guys, this is Dr. Wynn Tran from VietMD.net. Today we'll talk about residency interview and how you will ace the interview. First of all, let me tell you how the residency interview works. If you are invited, congratulations, you have been selected from a very few people, thousands of applicants per year, and then they pick a very few, just a couple hundred people to interview. Let's say for a 10 or 15 residency spot. In general, every one residency spot, there's about 10 or 15 interviews. If a program had 10 positions, they likely will interview about 150. Now, the key thing is, once you get into interview, you really want to stand out. You really want to make a lasting impression to the program director. So on the day that you interviewing, the interviewer will meet all of you guys, and when they finish, they sit down together, and that by the end of the day, they will put you in one of those three groups. Well, the first one we call the upper one-third. That means you did really well, because the upper one-third will remain until the match day, and they likely will be matched, so the upper one-third. The middle one-third is the one that less likely match, but also kind of intermediate. Now the bottom one-third, that's very unlikely to be matched. Or there's another group called DNR. That means do not rank. You don't ever want to be in this group. You know why? Because they won't ever rank you. If you happen to be in that DNR group, there's no way you will match. Now, you like to be on the top or upper one-third group after interview day. As I said, you really want to stand out because everyone who invited have almost the same score or almost the same characters. And by doing an interview, the program director and the faculty will try to pick the really outstanding applicants. All right, so that's the interviewing process, and that's how they pick applicants. Now, let me tell you in detail how you, as an Asian or Vietnamese doctor, will ace a residency interviewer. Many times this is applied to an American program or in general international programs. Well, the first one you like to remember, during an interview for residency, you have very few seconds to impress. The first 30 seconds will create a last long impression. What does it mean? It means you should be on time, you should dress professionally, you should smile, you should create a very welcome, warm smiling when you see the program director for the first 30 seconds. Remember how you date somebody? The first 30 seconds already tell you like this day or not, right? So the rest of the interviewer, the program director, and the faculty will likely to ask you why, but the first 30 seconds create a very lasting impression. I repeat, be professional, be on time, and every second, the first few seconds count. Now, when you move into question, whatever you answer, try to go back to 3 points. Why you, why this specialty, and why this program. Remember, why you, why this program, and why this specialty. Because whatever question they ask you, you like to go back to the 3 points. And I go into one example to give you how to answer those questions. The second point when you interview it, try to tell a story. Do not give standardized question or answer. Do not ask a standardized question or answer, because it will not make you stand out. Instead, try to tell a story. The very first common question everyone, now let's go into detail. Almost program director or faculty will ask you, tell me about yourself. Well, if you like most of the applicants will say, "Hey, I'm Dr. Tran, I'm from this and this," and then you keep telling like a 2 minute presentation about yourself. It will very unlikely you create a very impression just by doing a long story, and it's quite boring to be honest. How would you do that? Well, instead, pay attention to the program director, pay attention to the faculty, and this is how I usually tell the applicants: do your homework and try to introduce somehow related to the program. For example, if tomorrow I'm going to interview at Kaiser Medical Center in California, and I do know that that program director, his name is Dr. Lee, and he's from China originally, and he did medical school in China, for example, and then did residency here at UCLA. If you know that, this is how I introduce myself. Hey, my name is Dr. Tran, and just wait for that. Just like you, I am coming from Vietnam, graduate medical school, and I hope someday to be someone like you. And you stop right there. You don't have to tell anything else. The moment you can connect yourself and someone else interviewing you, that creates interesting already. And if Dr. Lee, wow, this guy, he at least look at my CV, know where I'm coming from. And you can apply this to almost all the faculty. Like if they graduate from UCLA, try to bring some connection with UCLA. For example, I have a sister from UCLA and blah, blah, blah. I say, I'm from Vietnam, but I do have a sister graduate from UCLA. That's where you go for your medical school. And that creates some bonding. And that makes some personal connection with the faculty or program director. All right? So that's the first question. Tell me about yourself. The second one, most people likely will ask you, why this specialty? For example, why general surgery? Why medicine? The most common mistake people will tell you is, well, I do it because I love it. It will not make you stand out as an outstanding applicant. But again, find some connection. Find some connection with the hospital or with the whatever, something that you apply in. For example, the way that if I know this program is internal medicine, for example, at Kaiser and such and such, you can start with a story, remember some friend or whoever, and then went on how that impact you as a physician. And then finally, you're looking for some institution that can make your dream come true, which is this program, this residency. As I say, there's many examples that in this video I will not have enough time to tell you, but if you interview with me or do mock interview with me, individually I will show you tactics to try to find specific information about that particular program and then connect to you. Again, it's answer three basic questions. Why you, why this program, and why this specialty? If you answer that three questions in almost all the questions they ask you, very likely you will be a top 1/3 because you're an outstanding storyteller. You want to tell a story. Okay. The last common question that people ask you is, tell me about your strength and your weakness. Most applicants will went on and say, oh, this is my strength, this is my weakness. No, they want to see how did you identify your strength and your weakness. If this is your strength, what did you continue to improve, make your strength even stronger? If these are your weaknesses, they like to see, did you do anything to improve or resolve that problem? Again, go back to my point up there, telling a story. This is how I would see my weakness. For example, I would say, well, one of my weakness is I was not able to delegate job tasks to my team. When I was a medical student, I was a team leader in this such and such, and I think that I like to do everything by myself. I did not delegate my job accordingly to each member team. because I feel like only me can do that. So I recognize the problems. However, once I recognize that's my weakness, I have a strategy to change. And how do I do that? First of all, I build trust relationship with my team member. Secondly, I delegate tasks specifically with deadline and also within capacity of each team member. I did not want to give anything that above or beyond their capacity. Well, once I change that, I putting together and I see how it works. Well, 3 months later, I finished my job on time. Not only that, all my team members was happy. Now I was able to delegate. You see, I start with a point about my weakness, and then I went on to say how I changed that and come up with result. So those are the very common question and answer that I give to applicants during mock interview. And for the past several years, many VietMDers or Vietnamese doctor who interview in the US, they found those questions and answer very exactly. It's not exactly, it's matching to what the residency and faculty program looking for. Because those answers will make them really outstanding applicants, and that's why they match. Alright, this is Dr. Wynn Tran from VietMD.net, and we would like to share with you more tips how to ace residency interview. Let us know how is this video helping you, and we're looking forward to hear more from you. Thank you.